here, your Thrifty Apprentice. And in today's video, I want to share something that I'm really excited about with you all. So we're going to have sort of a just lay back, relax, nice old painting swatch, or paint swatch along, should I say. So a couple of weeks back, or yeah, a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, I ordered some handmade watercolors off of an Etsy shop called Poemsaboutyou. The paints looked really intriguing from the swatches, and they were, okay priced, and I figured I would give them a try. My very first experience with handmade watercolors were the Masa handmade metallic watercolors, and I really enjoyed those, and it piqued my curiosity, kind of got me to the point where I wanted to open up and start trying and testing more handmades, which bring us to this package, which just arrived. Again, it is from Poemsaboutyou, and let's go ahead and crack it open. I've already drawn out a swatch sheet here so that my ink would dry. That way we could swatch the paints together. And, just have a nice old relaxing swatching time. So here we have our package. And I did put together a palette of 12 colors, if I'm not mistaken. So we are going to see. Now, these are the magnets. I did go ahead and order the magnets, although I didn't really need them. I have a palette that I'm going to be putting the watercolors in. And this is beautiful, beautiful paper. I love the fact that it came in this, because this will be repurposed and used for one of my watercolor sketchbooks, no doubt. And here we have our Poemsaboutyou watercolors. There are 12 half pans, as you can see, and they are all wrapped, and it seems to be a swatch color code on the top. There's the name of the watercolors. On the side, you have the color name, in this case, Chrome Yellow Light. There's nothing on the bottom. And on the opposite side, it says Watercolors, Poemsaboutyou.com, and on Etsy. So there's 2 different places that you can source each one. Now, I do believe, I'm trying to remember if the Etsy shop had pigment numbers on it. But that color was Chrome Yellow Light. This is Indian Yellow. We have alizarin Red Lake. There is Tough Purple. We have Cobalt Green. There is Sap Green, Vermilion, Ultramarine Blue, Prussian Blue, Yellow Ochre, Red Earth, and Burnt Umber. So I tried to put together an all-around split primary palette. There is this looks like a little watercolor swatching card maybe. And then a little holographic, I guess this is a sticker that says Watercolors, Eat, Sleep, Repeat. Poemsaboutyou. That's really cute. Okay. So I thought somewhere I saw pigment numbers. I want to check the site. Let me check and see right quick. Okay, friends, so yes, you can source the pigment numbers for each of the colors on the Etsy shop, and I'm pretty sure you can on the website as well, since you can on the Etsy shop. So I'm really happy to know that. So I'll have the pigment numbers included on the swatching sheet when we get to the review. I am going to be panning these up in a 24 half pan, 12 full pan artist palette. This is one of Christy Rice's. This is the strawberry palette. Now I'm going to be dropping the additional half pans back in this bag. So I'm just gonna pull these out. And the reason I'm using this palette, if I like these original 12, then I'm gonna order more. And we'll go through what I paid for these when we get to the review. But for right now, we're just gonna enjoy. You can always go and look up the Poemsaboutyou shop on Etsy if you're interested. But I am gonna, of course, save all of that information to be included in the review. So let's see here. We have chrome yellow light, and I'm just gonna unwrap these and put them in. Hopefully this isn't too boring for you guys. I just kind of wanted to do something. Don't know where the end of that is. Okay, I'll put it that way. That'll work. I love things that are wrapped and decorated in like craft packaging. I really, really do. It's very aesthetically appeasing to me. So that is definitely hand poured. Look how domed over that half pan is. That is quite a bit of paint. And that is the chrome yellow light. So we're gonna put that in the second. Well, actually, it needs to go here. And Indian yellow, which should be a more golden tone. There we go. That's gonna go there. Next we have the alizarin red lake. Now on the site, this was such a beautiful color in the pictures. And I'm just so excited to see. It's really nice. Beautiful color. Beautiful. I can see it making some really nice mixes. Next, we're gonna go with vermilion. Yep. Don't they look gorgeous? I think they do. Look at that. Oh, I can't wait to swatch them. All right, red, yellow, blue. Next we're gonna go with cobalt green. And I think this is more of like a yellowy green, maybe, if I'm not mistaken. I actually got two kind of, okay, it's more muted. I think that's gonna be beautiful. Now that one it's filled all the way to the top, don't get me wrong. It's not domed over like the other ones, but it's definitely filled all the way to the top. I'm gonna sit that there for the moment. And then sap green. I wanna look at the colors beside each other. Okay, it's my cooler. So let's go sap green and then cobalt green. It's gonna be interesting to see those two together. That looks like it may be a little opaque. I can't wait to try it out. They all look like they may, we don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Red, yellow, green, blue. We need to do ultramarine, which I was really excited to try a handmade ultramarine. Like, you guys, I wish I could just tell you, I think these are gonna be good. I do. I really, really hope they are. Prussian blue. And I'm gonna hold these up in a moment so you can see each one of them. Look how dark it is. How dark it is in the pan. Now, I don't have a lot of experience with handmade watercolors, but typically, in like normal traditional watercolors, a color being that dark in the pan is an indication that it's a pretty transparent color. So next I'm gonna go for the tough purple. It almost looks like a red tonish color. It's gonna be beautiful to see. All right. And then the three that I picked for earth tones were yellow ochre, red earth, which I chose in place of a burnt sienna, trying to get those kind of arranged a little bit better. And last but not least, the burnt umber. All right, and there we have it. 12 beautiful handmade colors. So I want to swatch these out, and then we are going to do a little demo with them as well, just to get a little feel for them. I'm going to be doing quite a bit of testing with them, but I want to get a little feel for them today in this initial video with you guys. And like I said, this is more just kind of a laid back, relaxed video. So we'll do some swatching. It'll be sped up just a tiny bit because, you know, we're really looking at the colors, and then we'll do a demo, and I'll see how much of the video we have at that point, and that'll depict whether or not it's a really quick time lapse, whether it's real time and cutscene. We will see, but you'll definitely get a chance to see the watercolors in use. Let's get started. So friends, the swatching section will not include narration, but instead be overlaid with some nice relaxing music for your enjoyment pleasure. I'll see you on the other side of the swatching section for the demo. As always, friends, we're going to use the demo section of the video to discuss some pointers that just might help you in your painting journey. For this demo, I am using the handmade watercolors we have been looking at alongside a few of the watercolor pencils by Giorgione that I have been testing. The object of this demo is to show you how you can use paints and pencils together to not only enhance your composition, but to also make the time required for the composition shorter. We will do a lot of the details for the leaves and the flower petals with the pencils by adding them directly to wet paint. During the sketching phase, I did include an enclosed circle behind the flower to give it a nice background to stand out against. It may even give you the impression of water depending on how you look at it. I used ultramarine and Prussian blue in the background. The colors are so beautiful and the paint has granulating texture in different amounts that actually add to the dimension of the composition. I did pre-wet the background before adding color. With this composition, I really wanted to test the flow and the granulating ability of the paints. The paints flow super well and blended beautifully in a wet-to-wet situation. You will notice as I lay down the ultramarine, I then go back and add Prussian blue super close to the edge of the leaves and the flower petals. This is to add a bit of shadow color and some separation between the focal image and the background. I am using one of Paint Crush's angle brushes to paint this area. The tip helps me get into those little corners, and the belly of the brush helps me to cover a larger area of the composition with either water or paint, whichever I happen to need to use at the time. This also happens to be a glimpse into the quality and performance of this paper. This is Etcher watercolor sketchbook that was gifted to the studio by one of you amazing viewers and supporters. It's about the third or fourth painting I have completed in the sketchbook, and I have to say that I am really enjoying this paper so far. The paper is pretty thick, and I didn't notice any buckling of the paper as it became wet. Now, as you can see, all I was using to hold down the sketchbook was one clip in the middle. Now, you don't have to pre-wet your background if you don't want to. Again, I was testing the flow, which is why mine is so wet. However, you should keep in mind that when doing this, it will cause a bigger shift in your color as the paint dries. I also want to mention at this point that you can find a traceable of today's painting over in the Thrifty Patreon community if you are a part of it. I was really glad that I chose the two blues that I did. Both of them are really nice colors. The ultramarine was surprising. Now, although Prussian is my favorite blue, the ultramarine from Poemsaboutyou is a really pretty, clean, moderately granulating color. Now, I did allow some of that blue to go over into the flower petal as I was painting. To correct this, I just allowed the paint to dry and then used a damp, wet synthetic brush to try and lift out some of the color. Ultramarine is sedimentary and can be easily reactivated and lifted. Prussian, on the other hand, is a bit different. It seems to stain a little more than ultramarine in my experience, so I really didn't lift much color since Prussian was the color closest to the petals. Nonetheless, I was liking the direction the composition was heading in at this point. As I moved into painting the leaves, it was the perfect time to try the cobalt green color. It is a bit more opaque than many of the other colors, so I did have to use more water to get it down to the color tone that I wanted. I mixed it with a bit of the chrome yellow light and then used that wash to base in my leaf. Afterwards, to add the veins and shadows at the same time, I grabbed a green watercolor pencil from the set I mentioned before and sketched in little no time. It was taking inspiration from a Google search of a stargazer lily and tried to follow it as closely as possible. Now, with that said, I wasn't really looking for perfection or photorealism. I mean, I could have simply taken a photo for that purpose. Plus, we do art for the love of art, and the love joy feeling, as I have named it, is something that we all chase. simply looking for pleasure and mental release that creating can bring us. Which makes me wonder what you may be thinking at this point. So do share, my artsy friends. Jump in the comment section and let me know if creating does the same for you. Does it give you that Lovejoy feel? Lovejoy. Creating art for the love of art. Yeah, I think I really like that, friends. I may have just discovered a new motto right here with you today. So getting back to our composition, friends, we are at the point of painting the star of the show, the petals. Now for this, the technique is really simple. I chose the rosy red of the set, which in this case was the alizarin red lake, and then applied it in mass tone directly down the center of the petal. Afterwards, I would clean my brush and then using clean water, paint alongside the strip of color, blending inwards and just slightly touching that color. This allowed flow to naturally happen, and I let the color land where it may. Next, taking a watercolor pencil from that set that was close to the paint color as I could get it, I darkened the color down the middle by adding 2 lines directly into the wet paint and then dotted on the spots you would see on a stargazer lily petal. This allowed the color close to the edge of each petal to stay light and even white in some instances. In the process, I did have to paint alongside or around my stamens. I knew I would be painting them green, and I definitely did not want to have this red mix into that. That would only neutralize each other, making my stamens a grayish black color. This was something I wanted to try and avoid. You may also notice that I have switched over to a round brush at this point. Although the point of the angle brush was a great tool, I felt that the round would give me better control around the stamen area. By the way, let me mention that using a paper towel when painting is also a great way to help you control the amount of water you are using on your brush. Blotting the belly or wiping the ferrule can help prevent more water from bleeding off the end of your brush than you may be anticipating. Now the stamen area was easy. I simply used the same green paint and pencils from the leaves to paint them in. Keeping my shadow color closer to the right side of each stamen and the light green towards the left. Using the same color was to keep color harmony throughout the painting, and the shading was based on the direction I chose to have my light come from, which was the left side for this composition. For the top part of the stamens, I mixed a bit of burnt umber with the pre-mixed green and a touch of ultramarine blue. This gave me a rich brown black to use and to help set that apart from the rest of the flower. I will go around those circles with the green pencil as well. So friends, at this point, you will notice that the shadow under the flower just magically appeared. Unfortunately, I forgot to turn on the camera when I was painting that part, and I didn't notice until afterwards. But hey, what can you do but press forward? Now, to finish everything up, I'm going to be using bleed proof to throw on a few highlights in some choice areas, keeping in mind that my light was coming from the top left and that this was more of a slightly top view of the composition. So I'm going to see you guys on the other side. So friends, we have reached that part of the video where it is time for the giveaway announcement. Now, as most of you know, in the very last released video on the YouTube channel, I did share with you the very first branded product that's being released from DeFyant Arts, the Thrifty Apprentice studio. And it is this 100% bamboo square shaped wooden palette that's meant for watercolor and gouache paints. Now, if you haven't seen this video, go check it out. Of course, I'm going to be sure to link it. But in that video, I did announce that I would be giving one of the palettes away, preparing for its launch. I do want to go ahead and also insert that I did get a website up and going. Now, I am still building it out, but the website is up, it is going, and there will be a way to purchase the palette from the site if you are interested versus having to purchase it on Etsy. I will drop a video on the YouTube channel on release date, which is June 1st, which kind of walks you through, once again, looking at the palette, but also the website and how to order the palette if you're interested. It's going to be very secure, and payment will be processed through either PayPal or Venmo secure encrypted sites. So now the giveaway. What I did was kind of throw in the last video, just kind of put a comment in the comment section and gave some instructions. But what I decided to do was include anybody who made a comment in the comment section in the drawing, because I really would like to get this palette as a gift into someone's hands. I'm very proud of the product and I really want someone else to enjoy it. So let's get into this giveaway. I took everybody's name that had made a comment on the release, on the video about the release of the palette, wrote it on a piece of paper, balled it up, and I put each of those names into one of my Lovejoy cups. Now, Lovejoy is a term that I recently coined. It is simply art for the love of art, and it gives you a love and joy feeling. So Lovejoy is something that I'm going to be using on a regular basis. In the meantime, I was looking for something to term this particular cup. So this is going to be a Lovejoy cup, and I have such an amazing idea surrounding it that will be coming up in a future video. So you guys be sure to stay tuned for that. So in my Lovejoy cup, that way we can spread a little love and a little joy with a giveaway. I am swooshing around all of the names that made comments on the last video, and I am going to be pulling randomly to see who is the winner of the very first Bamboo Voyager palette released by DeFyant Arts. Other than myself, and before release date, you will be the only person with one. It's so exciting. Okay, here we go. And into the cup, I'm gonna pull a name, and we're gonna unfold it. I'm so excited. Congratulations to the winner already, who will be sharing a palette with me, and that is Nora Liz Medina Collin 4367. So Nora Liz Medina Collin 4367, congratulations. You are the random winner of the giveaway for the very first branded product released from this corner of the little world by DeFyant Arts. Congratulations. I am so happy. Do contact me at thethriftyapprentice@gmail.com, letting me know who you are, and as soon as we verify things, I will get this palette out to you as soon as possible in hopes that you can enjoy it just as much as I've been enjoying it. Congratulations, Nora. All right, my friends, so there you have it. We have wrapped up today's video. Hopefully you saw, enjoyed, picked up on something that you found helpful. If you did, please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Congratulations to the winner of the palette. Please don't forget to contact me. Guys, share the video because sharing is caring, and maybe someone else would love to see this information. As I asked earlier, jump in the comment section. Let me know what you thought of today's video, what you think of the handmade paint so far, what you thought of the composition, and be sure to congratulate the winner of the handmade palette. And stay tuned and look out for the release date on June 1st, which you will be able to purchase now through the DeFyant Arts website, which I will be sharing all of that in the video description of the release video coming out on June 1st. Check the video description for all of the relevant links. And remember, as I tell you, my friends, at the end of every single video, just keep creating.